Hi, it's Daiki. In this video, as the title says, I'm going to talk about is Finland really the happiest country as a Japanese living in Finland? I will timestamp the main points in the description below so that you can skip to the part you are interested in. Also, English subtitles are available. On March 18, 2022, World Happiness Report was published. According to the report, for the 5th year in a row, Finland is the world's happiest country. This year, the score was remarkably ahead of other countries in the top 10. If we look at the rankings, Denmark comes in at number 2 in this year's rankings, followed by Iceland, Switzerland, and Netherlands. Other Nordic countries, Sweden and Norway, are ranked at number 7 and 8 respectively. So the data gathered in the World Happiness Report is supposed to be providing an overview of how people around the world evaluate their own happiness. It is based on respondent ratings of their own lives, so the data is quite subjective. In this report, happiness score is measured with the use of 6 different metrics, including GDP per capita, social support, healthy life expectancy, freedom to make life choices, generosity, and perceptions of corruption. This is the overview of this report. The point here is the data is subjective, and they use those 6 metrics. Let's move on to the main part of this video. So is Finland happiest country? I personally like to live in Finland and I believe this is one of the great countries to live. However, it just feels the word happy isn't a suitable way to describe it. Let's see the 6 metrics again. I agree with the fact that Finland has in general high scores on those 6 metrics, but in my opinion, it's a bit weird to associate having high scores on the 6 aspects with happiness. So I wouldn't say Finland is the happiest country, but Finland has great qualities that make people feel safe or easy to live and provides relatively high standard of living regardless of your ages, genders, or social status. If it's not the happiest country, then what is it? I know there is no one correct answer for that and people have different opinions and thoughts about it. Based on the report, I would say most livable or most satisfied rather than the happiest. I sometimes talk about this topic with Finnish people. They react in different ways. Some people agree with the result and are proud of it, like the Prime Minister. There are also people who think it's not happiest but something else, like I mentioned. Or some people just say something's wrong with the report. Every year when Finland is ranked as the happiest country, I see lots of jokes or some funny internet memes about it. Because if you say happy, you might imagine someone with positive vibes or cheerful emotions. But the funny thing is, Finns are generally known as not emotional nor expressive. In other words, what people find it funny is that Finland is ranked as the happiest country even though typical Finns don't look very happy. By the way, Finns say they smile on the inside and it's called Finnish smile. According to a Finnish YouTuber, Aleksi himself, this is how Finnish smile looks like. So as I said, I think happiness isn't the most suitable word, and I would rather say most livable or most satisfied with status quo. These 6 metrics are the areas where Finland is very good at compared to other countries. In other words, Finland is one of the countries that has a great environment and social systems, according to how the respondents feel. So based on the report, we could say that barriers or obstacles to have a relatively high standard of living is lower than other countries. Or we can also say, with the fact that Finland has been ranked as number 1 5 times in this report, in Finland it's not as hard to achieve things like eating well, learning something new at any ages, making life choices freely, and so on, as other countries. Of course, things are not perfect, but I can see Finland is focusing on these matters and trying to keep developing them. Another thing I have to mention here is that this research is conducted based on respondent ratings of their own lives. It means the data is subjective. I think Finns usually don't have ridiculously high expectations for life. Life is relatively more simple here compared to other countries. It means Finns tend to feel happy from even daily small efforts or habits. Many people here don't even have a strong stimulus or excitement every day, not like those who live in big cities like New York or Tokyo, where you get to access all those exciting entertainments or experience on a daily basis. So I guess people here in Finland don't tend to seek for anything special in happiness. So if you combine these aspects together, it might make some sense. In general, living standard and quality of life related to the 6 metrics are high in Finland, which makes this country livable. Besides, people in Finland are good at feeling happiness for status quo, or more like they can relatively easily feel happiness in it. So even if happiest country sounds a bit confusing, and in a way many Finns themselves find it funny, this is probably a good place to live, and people have a low threshold to feel happiness in a good way. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. See you!